Hey everybody, Leslie here. Um, One of the most common interview questions is this one. What are your strengths? Or what is what are your top two strengths? It goes, I can guarantee you when you go on an interview for this type of position, this question will be asked. So, what are your strengths? Now, in front of me, I have my paralegal break in book, which obviously is the paperback. There's a Kindle version too. And, um, and so I want to go over something that I talk about all the time, and that is the basic skill sets. Now, most of the time, I can't say this across the board, but you wouldn't use, for instance, a skill set of typing as your strength. Not really. They want to hear something differently. You could use something like proofreading, that you're an ace proofreader, but you have to live up to that, okay? So you want to make sure that you're not making anything up in an interview. An attorney knows how to cut through the garbage in an interview and ask questions and drill down to the truth. So be ready with what are your strengths? Always be ready with that. An answer, have several of them, write it down on a piece of paper so that if you are hesitant and it's something that you're forgetting because of nervousness, you'll have it in front of you in a folder and just put it in big letters so that you're not hunting for this in a mishmash of notes. You might keep that on a separate paper. They're going to ask you some other questions too, but this is the biggie. And it's not the only one that's, important to know the answer to. We'll go over that in another video. But basic skill sets are very important, and proofreading, knowing how to proofread your documents and not use spell check as your only weapon in your arsenal. Anybody can use spell check, but not everybody can be a great proofreader. And if you want to take the lazy way out, you can do that, but you won't be in the job very long because the attorney is not your proofreader. They may want to make revisions, but they don't want to proofread simple, and correct simple mistakes that you should have caught. So if you rely on spell check, that's a mistake. But in my book, Legal Break In, I talk about a lot of the basic skills you need to have. So think about what your strengths are. Is it that you can work well as a team? Are you a problem solver? If you answer with any of these, especially I like working as a team, I'm a problem solver, those are great answers if it's true, because they're going to ask you for examples. So what are those examples? Brainstorm. When you write these answers down, what's the next step? If somebody says, well, how so? Give me an example. That will get you it will so prepare you for the interview. And it's also a good exercise for you to do with yourself to say, what are my strengths? What are my giftings? What am I really good at that people have commented on and that I could take into a law firm for the first time? This is important to do, knock the interview out of the ballpark. They wouldn't call you in if they're not interested. They're interested if they're calling you in. That means that your resume and cover letter rose to the top of the pile. That alone should be a pat on the back, attaboy, attagirl, right? So if you didn't realize that before, that you are in competition with only maybe 5 people that they're going to call in. They're not going to interview 10, 20 people normally. They're going to see people rise to the top because you did a knock 'em dead cover letter and resume. If you don't know how to do that, come join us in the launch of the membership class for Paralegal Inner Circle. Don't know what that is? I'll put the link under this video as soon as I'm done here, okay? It's called the Paralegal Inner Circle class. launching as a membership, monthly membership. We cover different topics every month. Um, June 18th to the 21st, and then it closes down until sometime in the fall, okay, late fall maybe. So get in while you can, okay, and take advantage of founding members, because this is a launch of a membership for the first time, and change the structure to a membership. So since it's the first launch in that format, very inexpensive price per month. So I'll put the link so you can go check it out. First step is to get the book Legal Break-In on Amazon. It's in Kindle or paperback format. If you want to get the paperback, be my guest. That's this one right here. But if you want the Kindle, you can get it in like 5 minutes. So, and start reading it over this weekend when you have maybe a little more time. Killer skills, those basic skills are necessary, right? And then there are advanced skills, and that's what we go into in my class. But I also teach you how to do a knock 'em dead cover letter. And the strength for you is something I want you, that when they ask this question, I really want you to think about it, that you'll have it on the tip of your tongue, that you will know yourself well enough by that point. You might not have thought about your strengths before. You might not have thought about how it relates to a law firm. So think about, if your strength is organization, how does that relate to the law firm? It relates in a great way. All of the strengths pretty much relate, most of them relate in a great way to a law firm. But which ones are going to impress the attorney the most? You can't say, because somebody may be focused on, what if there's like their filing is a mess and they need somebody who's so organized that they'll shape it up for them and keep it, organized. What if communication is your strong suit, that you have strong client or customer service, and they need that? They always need that. So what is it that you are super strong in? If you're open to it, list them below. I'd love to hear. There's no real right or wrong, but think about how it would pertain to or relate to a law firm, to an office, because we can be strong in certain areas that don't relate to the law firm. I like to do abstract art, but that doesn't relate to the law firm. That's a strength, that's a gifting, that's something I've worked at, but that doesn't relate to the law firm. So think in that, with that tunnel vision. Does this really relate to them? As best you can, because most of you watching haven't worked in a law firm before. So think about that and then post below, because I would love to hear. There's no criticism. There's no like, oh no, that's not right from me. Okay, so feel free to list what you think your strengths are, because the law firm needs that from you, and especially some of the ones I've mentioned. Okay, but there are many more. All right, so that is a short video today, but I wanted to ask you that question, because I will tell you they're going to ask that in an interview. And how will you answer? All right, so have a great Saturday, and I will talk to you in the next live, probably tomorrow, because I'm going to pose another interview question for you. Okay, so stay tuned. Don't forget, when you get on the wait list for the Paralegal Inner Circle class, you're on my mailing list at that point, and I just sent out something really special to my list, and I'm looking at giving some really rock solid, they're like mini bonuses, but they're really cool. And and so get on the wait list, and so that you're put on the mailing list and that you don't miss any of this. All right, so have a great one, and I will talk to you in tomorrow's live video. Bye.